Cool. So Anna and I have actually showed some of these before. It was in a much bigger area, and it was actually in a Swedish clothing store in Sydney, which is odd. But basically, they clear all out the clothes, have the opening night, and then the show stays up for a month when the store is open. So when we were given the opportunity of Ray Gun, and we realised it was a much smaller space, we were like, this is the perfect time, because I felt in the original show there wasn't really a conversation between the works, just because they were so spread out. Whereas here, because they're facing each other a lot better, you really begin to appreciate what we call the aesthetic interruptions, which are the blocks of colour, the circles, which we've inserted into the images.
Yeah, so I suppose we sort of recontextualised the show. Originally it was about the idea of everyday images becoming something else with these applications of layers. And then for this show we were thinking, well, what other meanings do these works have? And we sort of came across this French term that translated to English is like false joy. It's something we were slightly disappointed about, something that was supposed to happen and didn't.
The example we got was like when you're waiting for the bus and you see your bus come, but it's not your bus.
And
so
you think it's your bus.
It's not disappointment.
It's just
it's
like
this, oh well, it'll be here eventually.
Yeah.
So that's where it came from.
Yeah, so then we were thinking about how that sort of applies to photographic images. Like when you take a snapshot, sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't, sometimes you'll have things happen in the image that aren't supposed to be there, and I suppose these aesthetic interruptions or these layers are those pinpointing or acting as like a highlight or a puntum sort of thing in this image that draw the attention to that direct point as being this abnormality within the image. So then we made a new work for this show to sort of work in with these photographs, and we decided to take a film still from the film Somewhere, directed by Sofia Coppola.
Yeah.
And we really enjoyed the aesthetics of this film, and it was a very silent, calm film, and it wasn't necessarily, it was beautiful, but at the same time it wasn't polished. It was polished, but in a natural sort of way. And so we decided to then apply these aesthetic interruptions and project it and make it into a film by having a whole heap of small snapshots coming together as a film.
Yeah, the reason we chose to sort of move the spots in the film was because when we began thinking about light and photography with these images, you take your photograph, it's just an instant of light and then it's gone. It's this sort of false joy that you've captured this moment but really you haven't. We then began thinking, well, what's the implications with the physical projector? When you're actually propelling light from something to create something else, but something that doesn't really exist. It's just an image floating there. It's not something you can go up and grab, unlike the prints which are. So by creating the movement then, it wasn't so much a physicality, it was just more experiential than a projector can usually be, I think.
And also there's a definitive death within a photograph, that moment will never happen again. So in making it into then a film still with a sort of moving image in front of it, then has a sense of life that these images will never have. As well, I suppose that's also to do with the light too.
Yeah.
That light is sort of the life within it. So yeah.
So how do you feel the video work works with that?
Works with the still lights?
Yeah.
Works with the still
Yeah, because you've
lights.
done a video work in here.
Yeah.
So can you talk about that for a minute?
Yeah. Well, I suppose they're linked as well because each of these images, we didn't take them for the show. They were images that we already had from travel or from life just in general. And we both separately went through all of our photography stock and selected, shortlisted. And I suppose with the film still, we didn't want to go out and create a film per se. So we wanted to find an image that we could use that also related to film. So originally, that image was of a life setting, but yet it was a film life setting. We never actually saw that that setting itself. So it's nice to then stop that moment. Like a camera would stop a moment, and yeah, that's sort of how I suppose that way.
So you always use images that you have.
No.
No?
Like we were talking about this earlier, we tend to just use the mediums that we need at the time. We're not sort of very strict or anything. Like we've used sculpture for and drawing, and we have shot specifically. Actually, the last show we had in Toowoomba was shot specifically.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but also our last show in Sydney was.
Yeah, that's right. So it doesn't necessarily have to be about found images and found videos, although we have also used that in the video we had in a show in Sydney. It just tends to be whatever we need, and it's like, it's almost as if, well, if we can get it elsewhere, why would I recreate it?
Something new.
Like we've made a video before that had, it was a footage of a bike falling over from YouTube, and it was just on this constant loop of the guy riding, falling over, getting back, and it's like, we would never do that. That, you know, there's this proliferation of images that are available to you. So we're not particularly precious about, you know, making it specifically. If we've got it already and we know exactly what we want to say with it or what we think it already says, we find that's enough.
Yeah. It sort of makes it that there's a simplicity within it as well, I think. Or there's, you know, like it's everyday in a way. It's sort of, yeah, they're there already.
Something you already know.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, most of our work, we're not particularly claiming anything new. It's taking things that perhaps are already accepted, like theories of photography, which, I mean, that's very standard theory, the idea that photography doesn't capture the memory that you want. It's just sort of this shadow. So because we're sort of we don't really claim anything big with the work, and a lot of it is very aesthetic, I think there's no need for us to sort of make if we don't have to. So but in this case, yeah, we used ones that we already had.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions? Cool.
Well, enjoy the rest of the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for everything.
Yeah.